and today I'm going to be trying to repair my D6 charger. I use these for charging my LiPos, for hackies and robots. I've got two of them, a Pro and non-Pro. The Pro you can power from AC as well as DC supplies. Both of them charge faster if you just give an external DC power. But on one of them, the Pro, the LCD, it started to bleed, so I'm losing more and more of the screen. Had a look on Aliexpress. You can buy the screens as well as a complete unit. The screen is obviously much cheaper than just buying a complete unit, so I'm going to give it a go, take it apart, see if I replace the screen. Never taken a D6 apart, so be interesting. So welcome to my journey on taking a D6 apart and hopefully getting it repaired at the end. Okay, so YouTube is your friend, so I found a couple of screws underneath, but underneath the bezel that fits there, there's a couple more screws. So carefully with a very sharp knife, I just slid under to get that to peel back in one piece. It doesn't look too bad. Obviously not too worried about scratching the screen at the moment because that screen is dead. And so carefully should have now a HOTA that I can now take apart, and it looks like there's the screen, but there's a couple of circuit boards that I'm going to have to take off so that I can get to that. So first things first, I need to release this connector, and so I can take this apart. And so we can move on. Okay, so I swapped my normal glasses for a pair of magnifying glasses, and there's a couple of little black lugs here which you push away, and then the little circuit from the display can be gently eased away. So now I've got the circuit. I decided not to disconnect that, but I've now got the screen. Oops, careful I don't lose the wheel, which should be able to get pushed out. I'm just going to give it a gentle push, and it's coming out of here. If I go from behind, there we go. And there seems to be a little, there we are, that's it, lovely. So that's the old screen out. I'll just compare it to the new one. So one of the things that this is slightly different is this is folded over and that's folded that way. So I'm just going to make sure that we've got that. It's got a protective cover on, but I'm not sure if there's enough clearance to replace that. Well, take that out whilst the screen is in situ. So I'm just going to take that out, feed this in. Come on, you can do it. Feed that in there. A few clicks. I think we've got the new screen in. So that was pretty straightforward. Let's get that out of the way, and now just ease that down. I had to take out 4 screws to get this thing in here, which wasn't too bad in the end. I used a little jeweler's screwdriver to do it because they are quite small, the heads. So I just start nipping those back up. I'm going to do a little test before screwing it all back together, because if this new screen, once it's plugged in, doesn't work, then I've still got the old screen. Yes, it hasn't got all the pixels, but at least it sort of works enough. having used the HOTA for quite a few years, you get to know where the things are, even if they're not perfect. Now, one of the things I have managed to forget completely, because I've been talking away, is the little wheel. So I need to pop that back in and see there's, when it pops in, oh damn it, then not only does the screen pop out, but it does need, you do need more than one pair of hands almost to do this. Right, that's the first one down. Just check the little turn wheel, that works. Get this screw in so the turn wheel doesn't fall out again. There we go. One more. Actually, two more. And the final one. There we go. So we've got the screen in, clipped in. Now just need to push the connections back into the slot, just making sure it's, you have to be gentle with these because they are quite fragile. Make sure that the black lugs are not in a locked position, otherwise you put tension on there. And I'm just going to click it. Make sure both sides are there. And that's it. So that's all there. I'll just put that there. You can see the new screen. So what we're going to do now is, because I'm powering it off DC, I'm going to plug in the DC power supply. And I'm just using an ordinary LED supply for this. So nothing fancy. And let's see what happens. Well, that looks so much better, doesn't it? It's got all the numbers, all the bottom bits. So I'm going to shut it down now, put it back together, then just do a final quick test. So let's unhook, just so she's nice and safe. Just pull that apart there. Just don't want it in the power supply while I'm trying to manipulate things. Now there's a number of cables at the back. I'm just going to make sure that it neatly sets itself down, which it did. Just make sure it clicks back in there. Okay, so that's all lined up there. Just make sure that, yep, that seems all right. Okay, should be able to just whiz around with the screwdriver. Choose a bigger one. Yes, it's not a crosshead, but it actually fits these really well. So that's for the front. That's the back. And see, the one problem you've got is, of course, you haven't got the front bezel on, so it's a bit, still a bit off there. So I'm going to slip the front bezel on. I may apply some additional glue later on, but if I put that on now, then it's not going to drop off. That was me being a bit ham-fisted, not realising there's other screws. The couple in the back. Let's get that one in. Give it a quick plug in. Make sure it all looks good for a final test. And there we go. Yeah, all the colours, all the definition, so we're good. So rather than buy a complete new unit, just bought a new LCD, fitted that, and we're off and running.